Well, hello there. My name is Tony. I do a lot of gardening in my backyard, and I've been doing it for many years. And I just wanted to share this with you. I've been putting it in pots and half barrels. I cut, and I put different types of fertilizer and start planting. Today we're going to plant some onions and some garlic. So we'll get started here. Hello there. I got my manure here to spread into my barrels and pots here. I've been just stirring it up, mixing it up, making it finer. I received this from a goat dairy, a friend of mine, and so I'm going to try that. There's different types of manure out there: chicken, steer manure, turkey manure, horse manure. Different people like using different varieties of manure. I usually use steer manure, but this year I'm going to try out the goat manure and see how well my vegetables do with this. So we're going to start mixing it into these pots and then go from there. I think I'm going to put about 1 shovelful per pot because I don't want too much in there. It makes it too hot for the plants, the manure. Too rich, sometimes it'll burn them and you don't get a good crop out of them if they're burnt from the manure. I think 1 shovelful should be okay. Now I got 1 shovelful in here. I just go ahead and mix them up a little bit with the soil that's in there. Now this soil has been from the years that I've been putting compost in. I've been using different manure, and I also put in potting mix just to break it up and keep it from being so hard and give them nourishment, put protein back into the soil for the plants. So as we go through this, we'll see how well our plants do. For the first year, I changed from a steer manure to a goat manure. Okay, we got our barrels prepared here. The soil is ready with the manure mixed in. I have the Walla Walla onions I'm going to be planting. And we'll get started here. I do have some red onions that I'm going to plant in the other barrel next to me. All I'm going to do is make a little trench around the sides here so I can put my plants in. Looks like we got a few plants right here. I'm going to take them apart, plant them separately. All I do is stick them in the trench. And then I'll go ahead and cover them up and stand them up. Give them a few inches in between because they do grab. When they grow, they'll get larger. So we do want some space in between. Usually I plant in a larger area than this, but I'm going to try it this year in the barrel and then in my flower beds because I'm getting a late start. They're either planted in October, November is when I plant, but here we are in February, so I'm a really late start. We're going to have onions and garlic, but it'll just be later in the season when I go ahead and pick them. And they're ready to eat or put on the grill or a nice hamburger. Okay, I got my trench opened up over here. I'm putting my onions in here. I'm standing them up as we go. Put a little space in between them. cover them up. And don't be afraid to cover them up, because when you water and stuff, the soil is going to go ahead and wash away a little bit from the bottoms of them. So just pull them out here. I'm just kind of like planting them in here, almost like a circle, what the barrel looks like. Roots are a little tangled up with each other. Start the next row right in here. As we go along, I push them down in the soil so I can come back and cover them up. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the red onions. We're just going to go ahead and pull them out of this little 6-pack. I'm going to separate them a little where he shows their roots are exposed. That way we can put them in the ground here. I put them in the soil right here. Got a little trench opened up here. And just kind of stand them up. Space them a little bit apart from each other. Cover them up a little so they stand up. And just continue on. These onions do come in packs, or say bundles of 50, and that's usually when I plant them on schedule, on time. Is usually in October and November. I get the bundles, and they're 50 per bundle, and we usually plant about 300 of them. We do a mixture of the yellow and the reds. I don't do it here in my backyard yet. The 300 I do it at a friend's place. But this is what I plant for myself and my wife, my family, is here in the backyard. And since I was late, I'm getting the little 6-packs to get started with. And there's quite a few of them here, looks like. There's about, and this one here is 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 plants. And then we'll put them in here and see how well they do. I plant plenty of onions here before, but this is going to be the first time I plant it in a pot. Okay, looks like we got quite a few planted in this one here to get started with. I got a few more left over, and I'll probably put them in another barrel that I have, but I haven't cut it yet to do it. So I'll save these off to the side, and then I'm going to switch over to garlic. Okay, we're going to start planting our garlic here in these other little barrels that I have. I want to show you what I've got. This is a California garlic. It's a smaller one. It's not the elephant type. I do plant the elephant, but this year I could not get the hold of the elephant, so I'm planting the smaller ones. And this is what they come out to when they're fully grown. And what I do is I break them apart, and this is how you end up with cloves. So you got quite a few cloves in these bundles right here, these garlics. And that's what you put in the ground to plant. So we got quite a few of them in here. And I'm going to go ahead and start using these I've already taken apart and put them in here. And what I do is I just go ahead and take them, the bottom part down, just like they were on the clove, where the roots are at. And this is part of the roots right here. And I just go ahead and push them down in there. About 2 inches. The same thing with all these. I just keep pushing them down. And the spacing on these, it could be very minimum because they don't get very large. They're small. So I just go ahead and push them down. And just cover them up. These don't take a lot of space because they're smaller garlic. Okay, I'm going to open up another one. And I basically do is just kind of like open them up. They're dried out, the skins on them. Pull them apart. Oh look, see the one here's got some growth on it already. See that? Just at the tip. It's got some green growth growing. So it's ready to go in the ground. In your soil, and again I just keep pushing them down with the eye up. That's what I call it, is the eye that's going to be coming out of the ground. I guess that's just one. I think that's going to take care of it for this barrel. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, the onions and garlic is planted. Now I'm going to go ahead and give them a good watering, and that way it keeps the soil moist, and we'll check on them throughout the week and stuff. It is warm out here, and I want to say thank you for joining us at Backyard Gardening, and I will see you next time.